In today's video, I want to talk about tenacity. Cambridge Dictionary defines tenacity as the determination to continue what you are doing. A few synonyms include perseverance, determination, persistence, and one that I particularly like, stick-to-it-iveness. In the last year, or since the pandemic started, my views on work in general have changed radically. Up to that point in time, I was entirely focused on my PhD, which, along with other commitments, did not give me enough time to look at what others around the globe were doing and, at the same time, reflect inwardly in order to see how I thought and felt about what others were doing and what I was doing. So, with the pandemic, I, like billions of other people, were forced to spend many hours inside the house finding different sources of information and connection online only. And so I finally came face to face with the many opportunities that the internet has created. Starting with YouTube, where literally anybody who has something to say is able and free to do so. Creating a blog, selling pieces of art, selling one's services as a freelancer, an endless number of opportunities that exist out there that I wasn't exactly aware because I was not looking. There are so many YouTubers like Mr. Beast, Veritasium, Vsauce, so many tech reviewers. Another YouTuber that I have been following lately is Ali Abdal, who graduated in medicine from the University of Cambridge and was working as a doctor. He started as a YouTuber, but then carried on to creating online courses, podcast. Recently, he decided to leave medicine altogether and dedicate himself to being a creator. For me, and for the majority of people that I have known in my life so far, the idea of work has been what one could now call old-fashioned, where you graduate in a field in which you then find a job. Like, I graduated from business informatics, so my job was going to be in either economics or informatics. I worked for a few years in the first and then I switched to the second. But I would have never thought that you could make a living, what's more, a very fulfilling one, on online platforms. This made me think of all those people who have some kind of talent, but because they are busy every single day of their life, they fail to become aware of the opportunities that are out there and that they are missing on. All those people who are taking advantage of these opportunities and succeeding at it, they are succeeding because they have talent, but also because they are tenacious. Too many of these online creators have actually come forward and revealed that it was not easy to start and that it took some time before they actually started to see results. Like almost everything else, this too takes a while to reap the benefits, but no benefits and no results would have been possible if they hadn't stuck to it. Which brings me back to stick-to-it-iveness. A long time ago, I was probably in the beginning of my 20s, I realized that I liked too many things. I liked informatics or computer science, I liked mathematics a lot, I liked literature, I liked music, I also liked writing, and I am leaving for sure a lot out. Back then I thought it was only me who liked so many things, and I thought that everyone else had it very clear what they wanted to do when they grow up. And then time and time again, talking more real talks with people, I realized how wrong I was in thinking that almost everybody liked many things that they could or wanted to try their hand at. Then there were people who were doing one thing but wished they could have been doing another. On one hand, I understand the individual who is doing something that was part of their wish list to begin with. And I understand how they could have other things that they might want to try as well, maybe simultaneously or at another time in the future. On the other hand, I also understand the individual who has ended up in a job that they wish they weren't doing, and they feel stuck but have no intention to change anything anytime soon for any number of reasons. In both cases, it could be that these two individuals have not given their all to the thing that they are doing right now. The one who has a lot of things in their mind cannot focus on giving their energy and commitment to what they are doing right now because they maybe don't want to leave the other things that they like behind. So they keep juggling between them. And they might do this for a long time until they reach a breaking point, thinking that they will not be able to do any of them to the degree of success that they would like to reach. The second person who is doing something that they say they don't like, maybe, just maybe, they haven't given their all to that thing either. I feel like a lot of times we confuse what we don't like with what we think we don't like. What really allows us to make the difference between the two is committing the best of our efforts to the thing that we are currently doing. For me, that's what running was like. When I started out, I would say I could scream, I hate running, with one of the main reasons being it is a tough cardiovascular activity. But once I stuck with it for a while, running regularly, but also at the same time, dare I say, in a smart way, such as starting slowly, increasing my pace and distance over time, I started not only not hating it, but I started loving it. Some things, once we commit to them and put in some effort, and we also give it some time, which is also very important, we realize that we love doing those things. What I would like to say is be tenacious. If you're doing something, give it your 100%. Like Ron Swanson says,
never half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing.
Chances are you realize you like it and then you stick with it for longer. Or it could happen that you realize that you really don't like it, but at least now you are sure of it and can move on to something else. This is why persistence is so important. Without it, we could spend our entire life jumping from one thing to the next without really committing to any of them, and hence without knowing what we're capable of and how far we can go. Whatever you are doing right now, whether you enjoy it or you don't, and whether you think you don't enjoy it or that you do, give it all your dedication and then see. You can then decide whether you are going to continue to stick with it or you will stop there and move on to something else. I really encourage that you do this, and as a matter of fact, this video is a reminder for myself too. I also struggle sometimes with giving my all to the thing that I'm currently doing. There could be some bad days, moments of discouragement or disappointment, or there could be something else that I find more interesting in the moment and I want to also try. And then sometimes there are just too many distractions. I try my best to overcome any moment when I'm feeling completely unproductive or when I'm feeling down and remind myself that I'd better whole-ass this damn thing. I will see you in the next video, and until then, and for longer, whole-ass your thing.